Hello, fellow squaddies. Welcome to Royal Telly. I'm your host, Chloe. Today, we delve into a story that has been making headlines. The Heritage Foundation, in a move that stirred up quite a storm, initiated an inquiry into the Duke of Sussex, Prince Harry's visa application. What was particularly striking about this inquiry was the glaring absence of any substantial evidence to back their claims. It was largely speculative, fueled by conjecture rather than concrete proof. The media, ever ready to amplify such sensationalism, irresponsibly stoked fears of the Duke's potential deportation. This initial inquiry, lacking in substance but heavy in misguided fervor, sparked off a troubling chain of events. It created a toxic environment, one that seemed more interested in generating headlines than unearthing the truth. This initial inquiry set off a troubling chain of events, fueling fears and creating a toxic environment. As we saw, the media played a significant role in amplifying this issue. The media, in a bid to create captivating headlines, stoked the flames of speculation and fear. With every passing day, news outlets, blogs, and social media platforms irresponsibly amplified the Heritage Foundation's baseless claims. This was not journalism. This was sensationalism at its worst. Imagine for a moment being the Duke of Sussex, waking up each day to headlines forecasting your potential deportation. Now consider the broader implications. This isn't just about one person. It's about the countless immigrants who live with this fear daily. It's about the dangerous narrative that's being created, one that paints immigrants as criminals, as people who should be living in constant fear of deportation. The media's role in this saga was not that of an unbiased observer, but rather an active participant in a campaign of harassment. They took a speculative inquiry and turned it into a full-blown scandal without any substantial evidence to back their claims. This was not about the truth. It was about generating clicks and capturing eyeballs. What we witnessed was a media circus, a frenzy fueled by speculation and unfounded allegations. The media's role in amplifying these baseless claims contributed to a toxic environment, one where facts took a backseat to sensationalism. It was a clear reminder that the media has the power to shape narratives, to influence public opinion, and to create an environment of fear and uncertainty. But the damage doesn't stop there. The media's sensationalism has a real impact on people's lives, creating a climate of fear and anxiety. It fuels harmful stereotypes and fosters a culture of suspicion and mistrust. It detracts from the real issues at hand, such as the need for comprehensive immigration reform and the importance of respecting individuals' privacy rights. The media's role in this saga has been nothing short of irresponsible, contributing to a toxic environment. It's high time we held them accountable and demanded better, because sensationalism is not journalism, and fear is not a story. Finally, after 2 years, heavily redacted visa records were released. It was a day that marked the end of wild speculations and baseless accusations that the Duke of Sussex, Prince Harry, had somehow twisted the system to his advantage. A narrative that was not only far-fetched, but also created a toxic environment for Harry, who was merely trying to navigate his new life away from the confines of the royal family. The documents, which were released by the Department of Homeland Security, confirmed that Harry's visa application was in full compliance with all the necessary regulations. The claims that the Duke had received preferential treatment were dismissed as unfounded, and the entire witch hunt was exposed for what it truly was: a targeted harassment campaign clothed in a misguided pursuit of transparency. The documents, although heavily redacted, served as a clear testament to the Duke's honesty and integrity throughout the process. They not only highlighted his commitment to following the correct procedures, but also his resilience in the face of relentless and unwarranted scrutiny. The Duke of Sussex, despite being subjected to a level of scrutiny that few of us can comprehend, remained unflappable. In a world that often thrives on sensationalism, the release of these redacted documents served as a sobering reminder of the importance of protecting an individual's privacy. The Duke of Sussex, like any other person, has a right to privacy, a right that should be respected and upheld, irrespective of his public stature. The released documents also exposed the Heritage Foundation's campaign for what it was: a misguided attempt to discredit the Duke based on unfounded allegations and wild speculations. The Foundation's actions, rather than revealing any irregularities in Harry's visa application, only served to expose their own agenda. In the end, the release of the redacted documents did much more than just vindicate the Duke of Sussex. It served as a stark reminder of the need for accountability, respect for individual rights, and the importance of privacy in today's increasingly interconnected world. These documents underscored the importance of protecting the Duke of Sussex's privacy and put to rest any claims of irregularities. This situation, however, is not just about the Duke of Sussex. It's a glaring example of a broader issue that's been lurking in the shadows. We're talking about the targeted harassment of public figures and immigrants, a disturbing trend that's been gaining momentum in recent times. Let's take a moment to think about it. The relentless campaign against the Duke was based on speculation, not on concrete evidence. The Heritage Foundation's actions in this case were an unwarranted intrusion into his personal life, an invasion of privacy that no individual should have to endure. This kind of behavior underscores the need for accountability in our society. It's not just about what's legal, it's about what's ethical, what's morally right. And then there's the role of the media. The media, rather than acting as a responsible watchdog, amplified the sensationalism, fanning the flames of fear and uncertainty. This irresponsible behavior created a toxic environment that was more focused on generating headlines than on uncovering the truth. This is not journalism, this is fear-mongering. The release of the heavily redacted visa records didn't reveal any wrongdoing on the part of the Duke. Instead, they highlighted the lengths to which the Heritage Foundation and their allies were willing to go to serve their own agenda. The actions of the Heritage Foundation reflect more on their motivations than on the Duke of Sussex. Their agenda, it seems, was not to uncover the truth, but to discredit and isolate the Duke. In the end, this campaign against the Duke of Sussex has shown us the ugly side of the discourse around immigration and privacy rights. It's high time we shift the conversation towards recognizing the toxic environment that such campaigns create. We need to hold organizations like the Heritage Foundation accountable for their actions and demand respect for the rights of all individuals, regardless of their status. Let's remember, at the end of the day, we're all human beings deserving of dignity and respect. So, what can we learn from this whole saga? The Heritage Foundation's 2-year campaign to obtain the Duke of Sussex's visa records is a rather unsettling example of targeted harassment, one that has lacked any substantial evidence from the get-go. Their inquiry was based on speculation, a mere guesswork game around whether the Duke may have lied on his application, with not a shred of concrete proof to support their claims. This sensationalism has been amplified by the media, irresponsibly fueling fears of the Duke's potential deportation and creating a toxic environment that seems more focused on generating headlines than on seeking truth. And then, when the heavily redacted records were finally released, they underscored something we already knew: the importance of protecting the Duke's privacy. Thank you for joining us on Royal Telly. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe to our channel. Until next time, fellow squatties, stay positive and keep supporting the Sussexes.